Hi there, it's Beth, and I am back with an advanced look at my June Kilopad project. I always show you the end results, all my final projects that I make when I Kilopad, but I wanted to kind of come and show you the front end of that process. I know I talk a little bit about my thought process as I show you the final products, but kind of wanted to show you the paper and show you how I get started. So I actually put it to a vote this month. I had it narrowed down between two paper pads. One was just a Halloween pad, and then this one was fall and Halloween. And so I put it to a vote on our social media pages, and it was kind of a resounding win for this fall and Halloween stack from Die Cuts with a View. And again, it started out as 180 sheets. There are 124 sheets left in this pad. So this is going to be a big one. So I'll kind of flip through and show you some of the patterns that are in here. Some are Halloween, some are kind of just fall. There's a lot of oranges, yellows, greens. Some are kind of like organic prints, and then others are just patterns. But I love this pad, and I've already used it for a lot of different things. For Bourbon Creek Crafts, we do a lot of decorated blocks, whether it be letter blocks or like blocks with words. And so I have used this quite a bit on those for fall themed blocks. But that is a quick glimpse at the papers that are left. And like I said, I've used it quite a bit, so I also have a bunch of scraps left with this pad. There's 124 sheets left. So once I decide on the pad, I go through and figure out what I might want to make with this pad. So here's just kind of a list of ideas that I have. Doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen, that I'm going to make everything on this list. May make things not on this list, but it's just kind of my starting point to give me an idea. But some of the things I've come up with are some fall scrapbook pages for my personal pictures, decorated blocks, whether they be letter blocks that spell something out, stacked. I don't know, you've seen some like those stacked sets where it's 3 blocks stacked on top of each other and have like a saying, or just some blocks with some sayings on it, or turning some of those, like making a cube block and decorating it to look like a pumpkin or an apple. Making tile coasters, like ceramic tile coasters with the paper and Mod Podge. Cards, there will of course be cards out of this pad because I need to have something to send off to Cards for Soldiers. But this one I can actually get some Halloween cards, some general fall, and then just some miscellaneous sentiments because not everything in here is screaming Halloween or fall. And then a lot of these papers I thought would be good as a background for a sign, decorative sign, wood sign. And then I thought some of the patterns might be good to make some banners, like the pennant banners. So I could either do the triangle pennants or the fishtail banners, or even die cut them into some shapes, like some acorns or pumpkins or leaves, and then string them together and turn that into a banner. Note card sets, fall themed mini scrapbook albums, die cutting them into shapes. Like I actually saw this idea on Pinterest, cutting them like into, say, leaves, patterned paper leaves, or pumpkins, or some other fall acorns, or some other fall themed shape. And then you put it together and you make a sign or a framed picture out of that. And then also my fallback is to do bookmarks to donate to Cards for Soldiers. So once I kind of figure out what it is that I might want to make out of a pad, I go through and pull out, some of the related stamps that I have, some of my fall themed embellishments that I could use on the cards or the scrapbooks. And then I also go through and look at the papers. Like I've gone through and I've got Post-it notes on a bunch of them that just kind of make note of what I might want to use that paper for, just so I don't forget between the time I thought about it and the time I actually get to working on it. So I'm excited to get started on this. I also wanted to give you an advance look at it. So if you have any ideas of what I might be able to do with this pad, you have a chance to let me know. You can leave those ideas in the comments below. even if it's something that I don't get to do for this pad, you know, I'd love to use your ideas for future pad kills, because I've got tons of pads left to go through. And then also, I don't want to say can't. Doing a process video on my pad kills is kind of hard because, and I apologize, my 2 daughters are home for the summer, so I have 2 helpers in here with me, one of which has a stuffed animal that plays music. But it's hard to do process video because I work in small chunks of time. A lot of time, like if I put something, water on the stove to boil, I'll run in here and I can finish off a card, or at least cut down strips or whatever, just some small tasks. Sometimes I get in an hour after the kids go to bed, or sometimes I will actually get like a full 8 hours that I might be able to dedicate to it, but it would just be a whole lot to piece together. And especially for 124 pages to work through, it's going to take me a while. But with that being said, if there's anything that you want to see more detail on, any of the projects that I tend to do, or any specific projects that you want to see the process, then maybe I can isolate those processes and do those, either work that into the video or do a separate video on that for you. So if there's anything like that you would like to see, please leave that in the comments as well. Otherwise, stay tuned for what I can get made out of this pad. I'm kind of already behind. May took me about 6 weeks, so be patient as I kind of work through this large pad for my June project. It'll most likely be in July by the time I finally reveal it, but I am excited. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like the pad that I'm going to be working on, give me a thumbs up. Remember, if you have any ideas for projects out of this pad or processes that you would like to see more detail on, leave that in the comments. Subscribe so that you can see my finished project share. Otherwise, thanks for your time today, and I hope you guys have a great afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.